What's good, everybody? Today I want to talk about countering and parrying here in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is going to be your ultimate beginner's guide and a little bit more advanced. So if you find this video helpful, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash that like button for me and consider subbing to the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and lock straight in. The first thing you need to know about parrying is there's actually two ways to go about doing it: audio parrying or visual parrying. Those are two totally different subjects. If you want to master the parry mechanic, you probably want to start with dodging first. When you get a perfect dodge in this game, that is actually the timing for parry. When you get a regular dodge, that means you just dodged the attack, you took no damage, but that is not the timing that you need for a parry, so you have to be careful. Whenever you're fighting a brand new enemy, it might not be a bad idea to just constantly open up with the dodge mechanic. That way, you can figure out whether you want to visually learn this enemy or learn it through audio. The visual way of blocking or parrying an attack is going to be pretty simple. The enemy will probably telegraph their attack. You'll see them jump up, they'll come back down, they lift their weapon, and then they swing. Usually that's just, all the cues that okay, the attack is incoming, I can parry it right about here, and that's where you start to practice your timing. However, for audio parrying, it's all about the sounds that the enemy is going to make before they hit you. Now, why is there a difference? Some enemies have attacks that I feel like are a little bit offset from when it hits your hitbox, meaning that even if you thought it was perfect, it's probably not. But if you're listening to the audio of the hit, you'll be able to time it absolutely every single time and you'll never miss. So if you have on gaming headsets, then this is going to be a lot easier for you. If you don't have on gaming headsets, I wouldn't put my volume up to max 100, but definitely turn your volume up a little bit so you can kind of hear for certain cues when fighting more difficult enemies that you need to counter or parry. Now that you know the difference between audio parrying and visual parrying, let's actually get into some mechanics here. So for certain enemies, you should already know that there's priority. For a flying enemy, you just want to shoot at those dudes until they're dead. For other enemies, they have weak spots. You always want to attack the weak spots and try to just get them out of there as fast as possible. But 9 times out of 10, your parry is going to be a huge comeback. Your counterattacks in this game, especially if you have the right pictos and a good build, will be devastating. And you're going to be able to put in some massive damage. So for me, when it comes to this big guy right here and this one attack where he jumps up in the air, he comes back down, I just kind of focus on where his actual little weapon is going, when it's going to hit, and then I kind of time for impact. Now, once again, in order for me to master this timing, I did do a lot of dodging. But once you mastered it, you'll never forget it. It's kind of muscle memory at some point. Now, for this dude over to the right, the Lancer guy, this one I use a little bit of audio because I like to listen to where his weapon makes a little bit of a winding up sound and wait for the release. Because if I time towards the release, I get it every single time without missing, and I'm always able to get a decent counter off. Visually, I feel like his attacks can be extremely quick or sometimes delayed. So he is very annoying. Any Lancer enemy in this game can destroy your life if you're not very careful. And I also use the audio parrying for these guys over here to the left, the minor enemies. These little mine guys, when they do their thunder attack and they summon that thunder down on you, if you're listening to all the different electrical sounds, you can kind of figure out the exact timing on when you want to push the parry button. Now, generally, that's all you really need to know on mastering parry in this game. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this is I'm actually going to show you a situation where I did a terrible job at parrying, and then I'm going to follow that up after my character fell. The team came in for the last stand, and then we just went crazy on all enemies. So it's very important to get this parry timing down because it could be the thing that saves your life and actually turns the tables of battle in your favor, or if you don't learn this, it could be a lot of deaths. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and slide you guys straight into that video. If you got everything you needed and that's all for you today, and you're gonna get up out of here, just before you go, I would appreciate it if you smash the like button for me and consider subbing, because I got a lot more Clair Obscur Expedition 33 content coming for you. So I'll see you in the next video. However, for everybody else, let's go ahead and get straight into this. I hope to see you in another video. For everybody else that stuck around, let's go ahead and slide you straight into this battle. Okay guys, so the fight begins and I'm using one of my favorite characters in the game, Manor. So for this, I'm literally just going to skip turns and show you bad timing. Usually I would have dodged this, but my timing was too off. If you're too soon, you get hit. So when you're actually trying to figure out the timing for attacks that you don't know, you want to dodge. If you dodge too soon, you're going to get hit. And if you dodge too often, like spam the dodge button, you're going to get slapped up every single time. Kind of like you saw right there. Now, once again, I was too slow on that one and they took me out. But when Expedition 33 comes into the picture, this is actually how you're supposed to destroy this game. If you dodge perfectly, then you're going to get a perfect dodge. And after doing so, that is going to be your timing for the parry. When it comes to jumping, you just have to know the jump timing and you can push R2 to follow up with that. But like I was saying before, for these Lancer enemies, I always go with the audio sounds as well as this thunder attack right here. Make sure that you know priority when it comes to fighting, because certain enemies can, one, only be shot at, two, certain enemies need to be shot at certain weak spots or certain points of their body so that they explode for amazing damage. And then finally, you want to take out all the different shields that your enemies will have, because those are going to be pretty annoying to deal with if you're not paying attention to them. But once again, be careful. Flying enemies may completely dodge your melee attacks like that, so just be aware of that. So I noticed here that this guy needed to go. I went ahead and just shot him until he disappeared, and now that he's gone, it's time for me to go to work. So when this guy came to attack me, I listened for his little pullback. This is a visual cue, so I knew exactly when to do it, and I blocked him. This one I could do visually because I just know exactly when to hit the parry button, and I get that one every time. But that one did take a little bit of practice. I would definitely do dodges on that before I would ever try to parry it. Once you get enough perfect parries every single time you dodge it, it's time for you to start switching that over to the parry system so that you can start getting those counters in. And that's going to be exactly how you destroy enemies in this game. If you like what I do on the channel, make sure you smash that like button for me and consider subbing so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else you need for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's your boy MSensei HD. For now though, I'm going to go ahead and slide up out of here.